right now, you are one of the most famous people in America. Just like everybody here, you're a skateboarder.
I'm just like any other skater. I grew up living and breathing it. There's not a barrier to entry for skateboarding. Skateboarding doesn't discriminate. Regardless of what you look like, what your ideologies are, like if someone's ripping at the park, there's that mutual respect, and you form relationships based off who they are and not what they look like. So yeah, it's just a skateboarder. Pick up your board for the first time and you take those first steps and you just like jump on, it's just a peace that comes to you, right? I chase that feeling.
He loves it.
My name is Matt James and I'm most commonly known for being the first Black Bachelor. So I grew up in Raleigh, North Carolina, and I first discovered skateboarding through two black kids who actually skateboarded as well, and I hadn't seen that before. They were older than us and we looked up to them, and they invited us to the skate park. And we didn't know anything about skateboarding at the time, so like I got this like Walmart board. When I was skateboarding growing up, it was like kind of counterculture. It wasn't very widely accepted. If you were a skater, then you were like probably into drugs and you didn't have or see a future for yourself. So that was kind of the stigma around skateboarding for me at the time.
I was trying to get some time in the hackers, and the dude would get dude. He wouldn't give me any time. I'm scared, dude.
Our skate group was so diverse. Myself, Javier, whose parents are from Peru and Venezuela, Elliot Gorberg, couldn't be more Jewish, JP, who's from the middle of the sticks in North Carolina. Like, we're learning about each other's cultures just through spending so much time together. It was invaluable, you know? I don't think it's something that I could have learned through any other experience. It taught me at that young age acceptance. Skateboarding gave everybody the opportunity to participate.
Yeah, man.
I played football, I played basketball, I ran track, I ran cross country. Like, I did everything. My mom was a single parent, so like anything that she could put myself and my older brother John into to just like keep us out of trouble and focus our energy that we had, like she would put us in. So we were doing all the sports, and then when we started skateboarding, it was like, you can skateboard anywhere. Like, you have to have a hoop to play basketball, you need pads to play football, but like a skateboard, you could really do it anywhere. So it was like, whenever I needed that release of just energy and just expression, I would just go down the street and skate. I was going to practice one day, my sophomore year, and my tailbone was hurting just from eating it constantly. If anyone's ever had a bruised tailbone, it's just the worst injury. Like, you can never get comfortable. And so I'm walking out to practice, I can barely walk, right? And this college coach had come to watch our practice. The head coach is like so excited to introduce me. He's like, yo, Matt, this is Blase Bar from Tennessee. Like, he's here to watch you play. Had a horrible practice. Could barely move, you know what I mean? I look like a grandpa. And after practice, he has a serious talk with me. My coach, he's like, I don't know what you did this weekend, I don't know what you're doing, but it's gotta stop. Like, if you're serious about playing in college and creating something for your family, like, it starts with football, and you've got to come healthy. It was painful, bro. I knew that I was gonna have to give up something that I loved. It's what my identity was in, right? It's like no longer, yo, this is my buddy Matt from the skate park. It's like, no, this is just Matt, my buddy. And I had to stop for 7 years. So my roommate, Tyler Cameron, was actually on The Bachelorette, and I saw what it meant for him as a man and how his communication skills changed. And I think his mom saw it a lot too. And she's like, Matt, you need to go in here and find a good woman. And she nominated me to go on The Bachelorette. And right before I could tell her that I had been accepted to be on the show, she passed away. And it just rocked our world because she had been a rock, not only for Tyler, but for all of us. And so I owed it to her to see it through. And I was actually poached to be the first Black Bachelor. And if she had any idea that that was how things played out, she'd be smiling right now. So that's how I stumbled into the opportunity. So on The Bachelor, you have a bachelor and you have contestants who are coming out to meet, and it's a very sped up process in dating and getting to know somebody. And things that make it hard to connect with someone in the real world are all taken out of the equation. Your phone, your email, your friends, your family, your job. The process is about 3 months. Probably to my detriment, I spent a little bit too much time on my mini ramp, you know. Having something like that made me feel like I was at home. And that's the type of things that you look for in an experience like that, because it's so foreign, you're like looking for things to ground you. That's a crazy shot, bro. You hear that you're famous and people want to take pictures with you and stuff, but fundamentally, I don't see myself any differently than I did before I was on the show. But now I'm viewed as the Bachelor, right? And that is going to be a chapter in my book, just like skateboarding is a chapter in my book. It's a piece of who I am and what I've been through, but it's not the whole story. A lesson that I learned from skateboarding that definitely correlated into the show is being fearless and being confident in yourself and who you are, because no one can coach you into doing something down a handrail, or no one can coach you into dropping on a vert ramp or doing something that you've never done before. Like, you've got to charge it, and you learn from that experience, whether it's positive or negative. And that's kind of the approach I took. Woo. Everyone's been here, trying to land a trick, just owning the shit out of you. Well, I'm gonna get it right now. I'm trying to find things that ground me. There's so many distractions, for me now more so than ever. One thing that's never steered me wrong is skateboarding, because the people that I've surrounded myself with when I do it and the place that it brings me mentally, I'm seeking those authentic, real experiences now more than ever. And I've never lost myself in skateboarding, I've only found myself. And that's why I think you've seen a lot of uptick in my skateboarding activity. It's like, what do you really find your inner peace in and your identity in? When I'm skateboarding, I don't think about anything else. And that's what I need, especially now, because there's constantly one thing after another, people trying to bring you down, and I default back to things that give me peace and where I build community around. And that's why I love skateboarding. Dude, I think everybody's familiar with the Berrics. It's the pinnacle of skateboarding. Whenever you see someone at the Berrics, like, yo, like so-and-so made the Berrics, like, did you see that clip? The opportunity to be out here is just a dream come true, I think, for any skater, right? You just get this like message in the mail, like no return address, it's like, you've been invited. It's like, oh shit, like, let's go, like I made it. So, very familiar with the Berrics. Dude, kicked out of spots. You kind of lived for it, right? Because like, you go to school, it's like, yo, look at this video of us getting kicked out. And like, you're getting chased by, yeah, it's like you're getting chased by like security guards. You'll like get a video like chirping back and forth with the security, or like if they grab your board. Like, there's like a bunch of different scenarios that you're going through your head just to like get that legendary clip that you could just have forever. It's been a minute since I've been kicked out of a spot. Get kicked out, let me know.
Hey man, do you mind just like trying to grab my board for me? Like,
Stage getting kicked out for some street cred.